All right, we're going to wait for all of the different platforms to hook up. It's a very special night. I'm excited. It's been a long time coming. And I'm anxious to see where this all goes. Yeah. So let me do a little something. What? I can do that. Why did it do that? It shouldn't have done that. All right, hang on. Let me go in and change all this. All right, we're going to give people a couple of minutes. It's showing that we're on the last show. We're not on the last show. Let me see. Let me go in and change this. Edit post. And okay, soulogy network.com. All right, I think it's got the wrong name on there, but we'll be okay. People will figure it out. We're still waiting on YouTube anyway. Okay, here we go. All right, YouTube's online now. I'm just going in and changing the title to this broadcast. Let's see. Just give me a second. This will allow people time to come in as well. What we're going to do is we're going to show you the new website. Let me just fix all this. Let's see. All right. Soulogy network.com. All right. One more. Groups. Soulogy. Let's see. We got about 35 people in the house. Let me change this. Edit. Okay. Soulogy network. .com. And then let me just change it on YouTube. Welcome everybody. We'll be right with you. We're going to dive into the new Soulogy Network website. Let me just go in and change one last thing for those of you on YouTube. Let's see. Okay, that's not gonna let me do it. I can go in and do it here. We got nobody on YouTube, but that's okay. They probably think it's the last show being replayed. All right. Here it is. Change it. It's not going to work. I have to change the YouTube afterwards. All right. For those of you who are on YouTube, this is not, the title's wrong. This is a show, a special show. SoulogyNetwork.com is being launched as we speak, right? It's 11/11 in the Southern Hemisphere and other parts of the world. And we thought we'd go ahead and just break this thing open now. Let me turn on the messages on my page. I can't see the messages on all the pages, just so I can field any comments or any questions. 1, 2. Okay, here we go. All right, let me turn the sound off. Okay, here we go. All right. All right. Hey, Jen Reynolds. All right, we got about 50 people in the house. That's all good. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you for the comments, Jen Reynolds. Thank you for the inspiration, you and everybody else. Because this is one of the things I want to talk about, that I want to make real clear, is what this is, what this network is, what this platform and this website is. It's not just Todd Morgan. and it's not the people at soulogy, the team that's kind of put this together. It's everybody. It's Gene Walensky and Kathy Waldowski and Eve Alta and everybody else that's coming in. This is a Gaia man. What's up? Yvanya, what's going on in Tasmania? And hello to Eleanor. Okay, let's see. All right, looks like we're not going to pull a YouTube crowd, but that's okay. We're going to be coming on a lot over the next few days. So let me just get this started. Okay, all right. So why are we here? Michael Runyon, Dawn Ivy, Pauline, Mary Lou. There's so many people in this community. Like I said, this isn't about Todd and Morgan. It's about everybody. Everybody's an equal component of the soulogy community, which is just a small mirror of the universal energy, where we continue to add frequencies to an ever-expanding vibration. This all has been first consciously, I think would be the right word, consciously formed in the etheric field. Although there had been some human resistance to it and attachment, which was mostly from me. I've been talking about this website for over 2 years, and I put my foot in my mouth many, many times. And now it's come to fruition, and I want to tell you how it came to fruition. There's been a lot of steps. There's been a lot of starts and stops over 9 years, but it's an extraordinary story, and it will continue to expand by virtue of all of the aunties and uncles and everyone that pours in their divine love into this community, where we have a vision of continuing and expanding this platform to allow everyone to have a voice. And as I talk to you and take you through the site, you're going to understand, hopefully, I'll be able to explain it well enough so you can understand where we're going with this. But I want to make one thing perfectly clear. We're all equal parts of this, and everybody is an integral component of it. Soulogy, since the day I remember receiving it, was an all-inclusive circus tent where everybody is invited, and there's something for everybody, and there's something for everyone, or there's a place for everyone to express their own experiences, their stories, and share their skills and abilities, and everything that we all are experiencing as we continue to head down this path, this transition that we call ascension. What we're going to do is we're going to go and look at the site, and I'm going to talk to you about where we're headed with it and how everybody will be a part of it. We're doing this in phases, and this is phase 1. Our goal was to roll this out about 3 days before the David Icke interview, which is in 7 days now. But I got a little excited, and I thought, well, let's go ahead and pull the trigger. It's 11/11 in the world, and let's go ahead and launch it on 11/11. Like I said, this has been a long time coming, and we've talked about it for a long time. When I said it was built in the ethers first, everything is. We just have all become more conscious of our ability to do that and more responsible with what we do in the ethers, so that we construct, things that are more aligned and more pure in our physical manifestation. And I believe soulogy is one of those. There is no doctrine in soulogy. There is no dogma. It's an energy. I've understood that since the first day when I was told to go in around March the 12th, 2012. I was told to go create a website. I was given the name 2 days prior, which was actually Morgan Lee's birthday, even though I hadn't met her. And 2 days later, I went and opened up the site, and I was told soulogy is not an organization, it's an energy. And I didn't understand it then. I've seen it evolve, and now I understand more and more exactly what it is. And it's just a place where people show up and they share, and they're supported, and they're not afraid to express themselves based on their old programs and conditions. This is the 5D energy is another way I'd put it. That's one component. And another component is we are part of a planetary team that is infusing into the grid 5D commerce, or you could call it 5D abundance, which all isn't just, money. It's many, many things, as you will pick up on as I tell the story of how this all came to be. And I'm not going to go into all the stories, but I am going to talk about the recent past and how this all accelerated and how it parallels what's happening in the collective with each and every one of us individually, and we're two or more gathered. So about 8 weeks ago, I believe it was about 8 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago, Delia Flores approached me, and she said that she would like to, or she was told that she needed to set up an Instagram for soulogy. So she did. And then the next thing you know, Leilani came in and said she'd like to help. Morgan's practitionership was blowing up in the moment because it just had gotten discovered. So she had little time. So Leilani came in and she scheduled for us for a few weeks so we could get through that transition. And now she has activated the podcast arm of soulogy. We just now started loading on the audio podcast networks, such as iTunes and such. She's in charge of that. She's uploaded a couple of shows already, but in the next week or two, we'll be on, I believe, at 8 different podcasts. All of our episodes will be available there so that people will be able to listen to them. If they're out jogging or if they're at work and they can't watch a video, they'll be able to do it there. So she stepped up, and then more and more people did organically, just started stepping up. Michael Mejia, Melissa Dehan. I know I'm going to forget somebody. And I can't remember. Oh, Marina Govier, and her beautiful partner, Paul, Israel, Michael's brother. Everybody stepped up. It's been very organic. It's been very interesting to watch it all unfold. And I also want to say that there's been many, many people prior to this time period who have come together with us, and we've attempted to construct and launch this network and launch other initiatives, and they've all been vital. And I can think of quite a few people. One of those would be Maureen Moss, Michael Van Patten, Ryan Aguilar. There's just many, many people, Marilyn Biggers. There's many, many people that have contributed on the inside to get us to this point. There's also literally thousands and thousands of people, friends of ours, friends of yours. Some of those I just named a minute ago, like Jen Reynolds, Crystal Dawn Hill. So many people that have been a part of this energy, that have contributed to it as guests, contributed to it just watching, engaging our videos, making comments on the videos. There's been a lot of births out of, or conceptions out of soulogy. I've seen a lot of people form groups out of the soulogy group. I've seen a lot of people start their own shows and their own channels and their own enterprises. And this is all beautiful. This is all how the 5D works. It's all based on the energy you put out. And where two or more gather, it is much, much more powerful. And it's not reciprocated in the traditional 3D ways where, you sign a contract and you do this for somebody and then they pay you that. This is all in the energetic field. And I've seen many, many people and many, many people connect. And I think that's been the biggest or the most satisfying thing, is to see all the people that connect around the world as a result of all of us coming together. There was something I was going to say now I forgot because I just got choked up. I got choked up because I saw one of my friends here, Julie Devereaux, who's another one of them. Stephanie Lynn is another one. So many people that have helped us build this. And this is how the website's going to work. This website is going to be constructed by the community. And this is something I've never seen before. Now, if you look at YouTube, it's essentially constructed by the populace, right? People upload stuff, they make posts now on it, they can share on it. Facebook's pretty much the same way. So it's all implemented from the community or from the populace. Wikipedia is another example, all right? We are creating this network that is actually going to be a composite of all of those things and more. So it's going to have an archival base, a database, like a YouTube, like a Facebook, where all of these images and posts and videos can be uploaded. But there's more to it than that. It's more to it than a YouTube. That aspect is greater than just a YouTube component. The Facebook component, very, very similar. Now the profile-based social community, and I'm going to talk about how this came together in a minute, is not in this first phase. At this point, it could be anywhere from 2 weeks out to a couple of months out. And that will have the features that the Facebook style community has, as well as instant messaging. Then you have like a Wikipedia aspect, which is more than that as well. It's kind of a directory, not just for services and not just for people, but for products. And it will be categorized, and it will be a lot more engaging than the three concepts, the YouTube, Facebook, and Wikipedia that I've already mentioned. It's very interactive. This is the infancy. This is the first blush of it all. But it's important to just keep reiterating that this is going to be constructed by the community. And I'm going to explain that here in just a few minutes when I take you into the site. What else is there to cover before we jump in there? We are going to be having 24-hour channels, as I've talked about for 2 years. We're starting with channel 1. This channel 1 will have a 24-hour, actually longer than that, 36 or 72-hour tape of excerpts and different video productions that will run constantly. And we will do our lives. We will break in and do the lives, and then the replays will continue. We'll start with channel 1. We're going to put in 4 channels, and the next 3 channels will be coming in, I would say, anywhere from mid-December until the latter part of January. And I'm speaking in terms of underestimating how quick we can do this, because I've learned after all these years not to put my foot in my mouth so much. So this is something that's going to offer an opportunity for everybody. And I'm going to try my best to explain this when I take you into the site. I just don't want to get caught up in looking at the site before I explain it. So let me just kind of give you a summary of how this works. So what you have basically is you have a combination of the YouTube and the Facebook and the Wikipedia. And what that really represents is a database. And that database is constructed, meaning that the community uploads all of their stuff. Now, whether they're uploading a video, an image, or uploading information for their personal profile or for their page, okay, it all goes into this virtual hard drive, which is the website. And then from there, we'll be able to have access to sharing and even in time editing and creating from the database that we have. There'll be permissions, preferences. If you look at how Facebook refers to it, there'll be permissions to where if you put something up, you can put it in this box over here, or this box over here, or this box over here. And for instance, one of those boxes would be a place where people who want to create video productions will be able to utilize the different community archives, and they'll have also the tools to do that on the site, and this will come in time. The main thing right now is to understand that there's a huge database which allows us to do all of these things, and there's a really incredible story about how these software components came into place. So let me go back to the story. Delia Flores walks in the door, Leilani, Marina Govier, and I just want to say right now, Marina Govier is the creative genius behind the Soulogy Network website. And when you see it, you'll see that the word genius is perfectly applicable. Um, but she stepped up and offered to do something with the website. She took it over from me. I had already started it about 3 weeks earlier, and all I did was put Soulogy Network at the top of the page, and that was pretty much all I had done. We've also had other people step up um, organically. Michael Mejia, Melissa Dehan, um, just many, many more people on the fringe and that are coming in to collaborate with us. And I don't want to start naming names because I know I'll leave people out. But one of the nice surprises, two of the nice surprises were Michael's brother is actually married to his cousin, Michael Mejia. His name is Israel. And Israel is the genius behind Michael's video productions. He's the one that puts it all together. And we connected in Sedona, and we've talked about that on some of the shows. And Israel's a part of this. His creative aptitude is going to be infused into this as we all start to work together in collaboration, co-creation, and actually embody what we're all doing here and put it into a physical manifestation. Another great surprise was Marina's partner, Paul. Paul is a software genius. He's got 3 patents. I think he's got 3 patent pendings. And he came to me after Maria had been working on the website, and I got to meet him one night after he made up a really cool 80s rap, 80s soulogy rap, which you might have seen on the pages. That's kind of one of his little private passions. And he stepped up and he said, Todd, I created something. I created a software system. I got a patent pending on it. I haven't used it. Nobody has any right to it. It's a place where you can assimilate all of this data, in the form of videos and images and so on. And it's made kind of like a library. It's categorized and has the ability to be categorized. It has a lot of features that I won't get into now that a lot of IT people would understand. But it has the ability to promote sharing or support sharing, and then the things that can come from that. He said, I want to give this to Soulogy because his dream has been to connect people and to support people. And this is just an example of how all of these people came together during this time period that's been so fantastic for everybody over the last couple of months. It came together organically, and everybody having the same intention. None of us, and that includes all of you listening, are not worried about money and concerned about money and how much money am I going to make and what am I going to get for doing this for you. We're all coming together in faith. We're all coming together in the 5D frequency. And this is just one of many manifestations around the world that is creating a physical representation of what we've learned in the energetic field and what we're actually applying now. We're embodying it. And this is an example, as there are many, many around the world, I'm sure. So he also came in on our second meeting, and he had a second software system that he said, because he said, can you give me an idea, a little bit clearer idea of what you've been getting all these years, what you see and how it all works. And I told him, and he said, oh, well, it just so happens that I've got another software package that is actually a spin on the word, and I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's a spin on the word collaboration. And he said, this is the perfect fit because this encompasses everything and brings it all together. Now, I know that's a pretty general explanation of everything I just said in terms of the site. We're going to take a look at the site and let that speak for itself, because as we've learned, as time has gone on during this ascension, since 2012 especially, it's not the words, that I can say or you can say. It's the energy. We can feel the energy, and that's the real deal. And so we'll just jump into that right now. I do want to say too that Soulogy network or the website itself, like I said, I've been talking about it for over 2 years, and I really wanted to do this last year in May of 2019. I borrowed money to do it. We had a small team together. We were working on a site, and it just wasn't ready. And part of the reason it wasn't ready is because I believe that Soulogy mirrors the collective energetic field. and there was still a dance that needed to get to a certain degree um, between the feminine and the masculine energy. I wanted to pull the trigger on it in May of 2019, and Morgan and a couple other team players said they didn't feel it was right. It wasn't time. It wasn't ready. And I went ahead very begrudgingly, not begrudgingly, but kicking and screaming. I agreed, and it was the best decision I've ever made. One of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. I'm watching this come together now as the masculine and the feminine energy is engaging in each other, and has conceived the golden child, and is evolving into whatever that may be. I think this is a new energy, not just for the earth, but it's a new energy for the universe, because it takes into the equation our physical experience in this incarnations and the ones that led up to it, not just on this earth, but prior to it. So it all fit together very organically. It all came together really nice. And here we go. So let me go ahead and open up the site, and let me just kind of walk you through it. And just remember that this is the first blush, and we've got a couple things to work out on it. And we're going to continue to expand it and to build it, like I said, and to construct it, allow the community to instruct it. And I'll try to explain some of that as we walk through this. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and flip this on. Okay, everybody see that? Let me make sure this thing's working. All right. See how many people we got in the house. Yeah, about 111. Isn't that weird? Okay, here we go. Is it on yet? Yeah, there it is. Okay. So this is what you see when you come on. And by the way, as we've always said, soulogy is a free community service, and it will always remain that way. And that's just the way it is. There's a store on this site. There's other initiatives that will occur on this site that a person will have a choice to make a monetary investment or purchase, be it a service, be it a product, or whatever it may be. But that's not restricting them in any way from navigating the site. It's simply an expansion of what we've been doing, which is providing a platform or a place where you have more and more and more choices. And should you choose to engage that just like you do now, then that's just something that we're replicating here. So this is our kind of our welcome page. And then you go into the home page. Now, right here, if you can see my cursor, I don't think you can see my cursor. No. Let's see. Oop. There's a little drop down that'll come on. We are very upfront about this. Though we do not, this is a free community service. This energy that is soulogy has been able to run, and I make the comment all the time, by the seat of our pants, every day, from the contributions, love, and support from the community, and that's a fact. And so we have a couple of places here where we'll say, if this resonates with you, you can support soulogy here, but that's all you ever see from us in that regard. And I also want to say thank you for all the contributions that have allowed us to keep going. This is the top of the page. Now, I just want to point out up here on the right-hand side, you see a little box, and it says live stream right above the word live stream and above the word contact. We will have our channel 1 running there at the top of the page at all times. That'll begin tomorrow or tomorrow night. This is a spot here on the left-hand side where it says watch now. You can click that, and then all of the archives will be available there. Right now, we're running that to YouTube, where we have probably about, I would say probably about 1,800 of our 2,400 Soul Speak 5 episodes and a lot of other videos. But eventually that will be tied to our own database with all of our material and all of our collaborators and colleagues, contemporaries material. Over here on the right, it says watch live stream now. And that's where you'll be able to click and watch channel 1 or your live that's scheduled at that time and watch it on a full screen. Okay. And let me go down here. And this is just talking about the soulogy experience. Let's go in here and see what this takes us. Yeah, this is, again, Marina Govier has just done an incredible job here. This is our vision statement. This was written by the incomparable Morgan Lee. Let me just read it to you. Soulogy is a platform of a heart-shared space for the many voices of the Mother Goddess, sacred feminine and sacred masculine, sacred wisdom to be freely and abundantly shared through live interactive interviews, social connections, and collaboration of like minds coming together as one. Soulogy is an energy in its own right and a spiritual hub for many to gather in a unified field of oneness in service to self, other selves, and the collective. Soulogy looks to expand knowledge and wisdom on many subjects via brothers and sisters in their personal journeys on numerous themes, such as personal growth stories, gifts, skills, abilities, codes, modalities, light, activations, meditation, shadow work, grid work, cosmic and galactic intel, and experiences self-mastery, co-creation, poetry, art, dance, sound, transformation, embodiment, channeling, current intel, sacred union, sacred sexuality, sacred masculine, sacred feminine, helioscomus, numerology, ancient wisdom, telepathy, etc. We endeavor to provide a safe platform of integrity, authenticity, self-empowering knowledge, and wisdom from all walks of life. Understanding that everyone's voice and experience is full of code that benefits us all greatly in that reverent sharing, listening to our brothers and sisters, our soul family who are willing to share their rawness and their realness, their authentic experiences to assist the community to be expanded, self-empowered beings. So thank you, Morgan Lee, for that. And let's see here. This is some of Marina's incredible work. You can see this is where, right now it says upcoming November guest. Eventually that's going to say upcoming guest. And you can see here what an incredible, fantastic job this woman has done. I don't know what we would do without her. I hate to even think that, and I'm not attached to anything because I know that's part of this journey. Down here, you've got our shows that are actually in-house shows. You can see on the left-hand side, we're going to have Melissa Dehan come on in a couple of weeks for the first time. Of course, we got Soul Speaks 5D. We've got the Monday morning show, how we start our week off every week. And we've also got The Word with Michael Mejia. We've got other people that we have produced and other people that we have talked about producing. And we will continue to push that. And in time, there'll be other components on here. One will be a calendar that you'll be able to see what's coming. And obviously that's going to be important as we develop the second, third, and fourth channel. Okay. Now here's another component. I'm going to come back to this. This is an interview that was done by Michael Mejia. It's about 12 minutes long. It talks about soulogy. How did it start? What is it? And he interviewed Morgan and I about a week ago. So you can see that on this page. It's also available on one of the other pages. Over here to the right, just to the right of that, you see Nikki Hammond. You see the different people, Lori Ladd. Now, this is the beginning of the Wikipedia part of it. This is the beginning of the directory. And this is a very, very early, rough, primitive form, but it's still very powerful in the sense of what you can see where it's going to go. So in this case, you click on one of these individuals, you're going to go right to their website, right to their YouTube or to their Facebook or whatever their main platform is. So that's the basis for what we have in mind in terms of the Wikipedia directory, products, services, and that type of thing. This is the show that Martin and Michael and I did in August that some people have said was the best show we've done. Another thing I want to point out, I already talked about this a little bit earlier. We are now in the podcast community. Thank you, Leilani. I still have one more thing I need to do in the next day or two, which is not a big deal. Right now, I think we're live on 5 of them. I think once I pull the trigger in a day or two on the last part, I think we're going to be on 8 podcasts, and of course that's including Apple, iTunes, Deezer, and there's 3 or 4 other ones, and I know you'd recognize some of the names. So that's exciting. Now these won't be live; these will be uploaded and scheduled. So they'll probably have a week to 10 days lag behind the original episode, but it's still a great place to go. If you're on the run and you can't watch a video, you'll be able to enjoy the soulogy channels, the various soulogy channels on audio. Let's see what we got here. Now we got the shop. This is still part of page 1. Here's our locations on the internet. I'm skipping over some of this stuff because we're going to hit it in a second. There's some more stuff here for interviews and press inquiries. We're going to come to this in a second too on another page. Let me just go back to it. Let's see what we got here. So we've already done that. Oh, no, we haven't. Let's see here. So there's just a little, I'm looking for, now these are different guest clips from the show. So she's put that in there, and I'm looking for the, oh, this isn't on here. Hang on. Sorry about that. It's still new to me. Here we go. This is it. All right, let's see. Hung Nguyen says, whoa, this is so next level. Can I have my own section called Master Bullshitter? Oh, she'll fit right in with this community. All right, let's see here. Now, this is a really nice piece that Marina put together. These are comments and messages that people have sent us, and we've literally gotten thousands of them over the years. She's put them in video form. These kind of reviews or testimonies. So this is nice, and we're going to keep building this as well. I just wanted to show that to you because we want to try to involve the community as much as possible. There is something I'm missing here, and let me see. I think it might be here. I'm going to go back here for a second because I want to show you. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So this is what was this under? This is under Soulogy Vision, which is under About. And that's what I read to you a minute ago. There's the video that Morgan and I did, and Michael interviewed us. And here's the team to date. There's Delia, who's running our Instagram, and all of these people do a lot more than just what I'm telling you. Michael Mejia, who's come in, and everybody knows Michael. His energy speaks for itself. This is Israel. He's also a unicorn. He doesn't like to be seen, but we're going to be seeing a lot of his creative genius on the Soulogy Network as time goes on. Melissa Dehan, there's Leilani, who's brought in the podcast, and we know Melissa. Everybody knows her. She's coming in to collaborate with us. And of course, there's the beautiful Marina Govier. Just want to take a moment in my heart to thank her. And this is her partner, Paul, the IT genius I was telling you about, who coincidentally, and we know there's no coincidences, offered up this incredible software package, actually 2 of them, to us for Soulogy. And that's very, very exciting. We're going to continue to meet on that. We're going to continue to modify it and expand it to allow for greater participation and greater efficiencies and a greater experience all the way around. We want to keep this a very interactive site and a very interactive community and a very interactive experience all the way around. We do have a store, and this store right now is stocked with the initial products. These are all Soulogy products. We're looking to expand this in time where people will be able to bring their stuff to the site, to the network, and show their wares. And we've got part of the 5D commerce is collaboration and co-creation and sharing. So there's formulas which we'll be very open about. This will be very transparent. All abundance that goes through this energy will be displayed and meted out accordingly and proportionately to many factors, contribution factors primarily. And we're excited about that. We're excited to be a part of the planetary 5D commerce crew. Now, here's our, and by the way, I've got to go in and alter these prices. I'm sorry, Marina, I forgot to do it. So I'll have to go do that right when I get off here. Some of these will be adjusted. We had some issues on it. This is a good quality material. Marilyn Ann Biggers, it was the initiator for this. We tried a couple of places. We didn't like the product. She didn't like the product. And so we ended up with this vendor, and we're very happy with it. This is a way so many people have contributed. We've run on 1111 and 777 and $15 and $20, and so many people have contributed, and it's nice to give them another way to support soulogy and get something from it. The other thing I would point out about this, again, this is the initial blush, the initial part of what will be an expansion on the idea. And just to give you an idea of how this works, this emblem that's on all these products is actually a composite of 4 different people's contributions. I'm not going to name the people because I don't want to embarrass them and I don't have their permission. But each one of these people will receive a percentage, and it's pretty substantial, a percentage of every single thing that's sold out of this store that has this emblem on there for life. As long as we have this dad hat right here, they will always get their percentage for as long as this thing goes. Okay. And that's the concept behind this store. And that's really the concept behind the entire energy, always has been, always will be. So we're just finding ways to make this solidify in the physical so that we marry the non-physical and the physical together, and we manifest what we've manifested in the ethers. It's basically a unity consciousness type of vibration, or philosophy or business approach, or whatever you want to call it. And we've gotten some downloads in regard to it over the years. We've gotten the formulas for how it works, but this is pretty much how it works. Somebody comes up with a really cool design. Somebody puts it on a shirt. Everybody gets a piece of it forever. Okay. So this is something that I think will expand. It'll become in and of itself really its own consciousness within the consciousness of the soulogy website. Let's see here. So here we have live stream, and in this box here, that will be channel 1, and it will be running constantly. That'll be up and running tomorrow. Here we have a blog, and again, this is a blog. Right now, we've got some pieces by Morgan and myself that Marina found and put up here. This is another beginning. You know, I can see this becoming an expansive element of this website with contributors, no different than a news feed. Now, remember that what I'm showing you tonight is one component. There's the archives that will be a big part of it, which will be both images and videos. And then again, there's the directory. So you see little pieces of both of those. What you don't see is the profile base, the personal profile base, social community, the Facebook aspect. But it all fits in together. For instance, if once that component is in and a person uploads images and videos to their personal profile, to their page, whatever you want to call it, just like on Facebook, they will then be able to set preferences on their data to share it with other people for the sake of co-creation and collaboration. And I know that sounds a little bit general and a little bit ambiguous, but it's going to allow us to continue to merge our energies in the physical and our ideas and to create new creations. And I really believe this is how the 5D is going to go as we all go forward and as we become more acclimated with it and comfortable with it. So I just want to point that out. So this is another example. It's starting out small, so to speak, and it's going to grow. And what you're seeing now is going to grow in many, many ways. If you could picture like maybe 4 or 5 different websites and they're all pulled together to look like they're one. This is another part of what Marina's come up with as well. These are some old soulogy memes that I did over the years. This is inspiration. This is something else that will be continued to be added on. She's already working on adding Morgan's pieces and other people's pieces, and will continue to expand it. So this is almost like a Pinterest aspect to the site. And then we have a contact page, which will be helping us to start to be able to manage all the requests and everything that we get. So that's the site. It's soulogynetwork.com. It is open right now. And I'm going to go in and make some changes in the store. There won't be anything major. But other than that, it's ready to go. I'm going to put on the channel tonight or tomorrow. At a minimum, we'll be originating our programs beginning tomorrow. They will be live on this website, soulogynetwork.com. Within the next 2 or 3 days, I will have a channel tape running, and it will have a constant replay action with, we'll break in for the lives. Once we get channel 1 solidified, then we'll add channel 2, get it solidified, add channel 3, get it solidified, and add channel 4. I don't want to talk too much about those channels right now, just for different reasons. But what I do want to say is one of those channels will be nothing but artistic expressions. It'll be light language videos, modality videos, dance, other artistic expressions, music, maybe some DJ action. I mean, it's going to be strictly, for the most part, other than the lyrical aspect to music, it's pretty much going to be a non-verbal channel that's strictly energy, a lot like the open mics that we do where people go around the horn and they just offer their own expression in regard to the inspiration they get from infinite intelligence. So that's it. And there's so many people to thank. It's been a long, long road. I'm surprised I'm not just like crying like a baby, but I think there's a reason that this has all occurred at this time. I think that, like I said before, that soulogy is paralleling what's happening in the collective, and I believe we all are too. It just looks a little different when you look at someone else, or you look at this person, looks different than that person, and you look different than each one of them. But if we can kind of step back a little bit and look at all the energy, we're all expanding and we're all doing it. Some are stronger in some areas, some are stronger in other areas. And I really feel like the timing is perfect. We've got the David Icke interview coming up on the 18th. We've got some really, really strong brothers and sisters coming on in the preceding days and the days after. It's going to be a very powerful month. I think it'll be a very, very powerful December. The podcast will be going out. The website will continue to be refined and expanded. The channels will be initiated and activated 1, 2, 3, then 4, and then we'll start working on the 5th, 6th, and 7th, and 8th, and so on. The last thing I want to cover before I forget is just to give a little bit more explanation on how this is going to be constructed by the community. We're going to provide a place not only where you can get your YouTube fix, get your Facebook fix, get your Wikipedia fix, but also a place where you can create. So you say, I want to create a show. We're going to have a place where you can upload to that site, edit that material, and then put it out there. And everything is going to be based on the resonance that and the alignment that's experienced by your brothers and sisters, by the community. As time goes on and this starts to evolve and the abundance starts to thicken and become more substantial, then all of it will be allocated as a percentage of viewership, as a percentage of contribution. This will be very, very transparent, and it will be a work in process, and many, many people will have a hand in that. But the bottom line is what we're doing here is creating the divine order of the universal in the physical. And we can only do that by attempting to do that and maintain our intentions and continuing to build our community. And we do have the support of the unseen, of the non-physical, of the soulogy consciousness itself, as we've talked about many times, communicates with Morgan and I, communicates with other people now, as they've told me. So we are bringing heaven to earth. We are bringing the non-physical into the physical in our highest intentions, in our utmost purity, in our perfect imperfection. We continue to refine, we continue to expand every day, and this is a vehicle to do that. So it's going to be constructed by the community. It's got a creative aspect to it. You basically can plug in and then give it a shot. And one day there'll be 40 channels, and one day there'll be 400 channels, and one day there'll be 4,000 channels. And I feel very, very strong, or I wouldn't say this after all the times I put my foot in my mouth. When we unveil the social community, the social network, I believe we'll hit 1 million people in a very short period of time. And once that starts, the word of mouth will continue, and it will continue to expand. The beautiful thing about this proposition is that in the beginning, at the ground floor, the core of this social community will be like-minded people, okay? Facebook can't say that, nothing against Facebook because it served us all. But we're talking about building the community with all these components that in the beginning, the core people, 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, 1 million plus, are going to be light workers and star seeds and way showers, people that are interested in unity consciousness, so that as more people come, okay, they are going to be introduced to that frequency, and they're going to acclimate with it, or they're going to go away. I personally believe that they'll all stick to a degree, one degree or another. So I think that's a very, very important part of this, is to understand, because if you could imagine going through your news feed or going through the Facebook general news feed and seeing nothing but what we have immersed ourselves in and dedicated ourselves in and devoted ourselves to over the last few years. We're talking about everything that we talk about on Soul Speaks 5D. We're talking about the reason that we all come together. We're talking about supporting each other. We're talking about being around people and having fellowship where you find out that you're not the only crazy one, where you're not alone. All of these attributes are going to be instilled in the foundation of the community. We're not asking for a username and password today. Okay, we're not interested in developing a mailing list, and nothing against the brothers and sisters who have websites that do that. But when we roll out the social network, that's when we'll say username, password, and that's when we'll start to get some real traction. And I believe that's going to come a lot sooner than later. And I'm going to go to work on it here in the next 2 days with my colleagues. And we're going to do our very best to move this thing along at the highest efficiency, at the highest level of sophistication and user friendliness, and interactiveness that we can, and we're always going to be open to change. The energy of this site, the energy of soulogy, is simply a mirror of what we're all doing. More open-minded, more wisdom, more courage, um, more selflessness, the energy of the Trinity, the energy of the triad, where our thoughts, words, and actions align to self, to others, and to the collective, equally serve all 3 points of that triad. This is the energy that we have. This is the energy that we all have. And now we have a place where we can congeal, and we can then learn, conceive, and then create and expand this golden child energy over and over and over again. The way this was shown to me years ago was that for many years it would move along and slightly ascend, and then one day it would go straight up and boom, like a mushroom cloud. And that would be as a result of enough people coming in with aligned intention and aligned objectives, okay, that it would just create a cosmic nuclear blast. And I believe not only is soulogy on the cusp of that occurring, but I believe this world is. But it has to start with our smallest circles first. As we've all learned in our own journeys, we change ourselves, the closest circle to us begins to change. And then the next one begins to change. And then the next one begins to change. It's like ripples in a lake. So this is the concept behind it. It's going to be constructed by the community. It's constantly going to be refined, constantly be open to change, open to looking at everything, open to looking at our unconscious programming and our blind spots and the whole 9 yards. It's just a copy of me and you. But where 2 or more gather, the math changes. And as we enter the age of the Trinity, the math is changed. And 3 is not a 1, is now a 1. And I think we're going to see more and more and more evidence of that as time goes on. So we've got about 100 people in the house on the various platforms. I want to say again, thank you to everybody. I see so many names that have been a part of this journey. I received a letter today from a lady that has sent a couple of contributions in the last 3 or 4 weeks. And she sent a nice note, and she said, you changed my life. Not me, soulogy changed my life. We've had people that have told us they were going to commit suicide. Soulogy changed my life. Soulogy has no doctrine. There's no dogma. It's not a cult. It's just an energy. It's just another word for what we all share, what we all have in common. And it's real. So when somebody tells me that their life has been changed or their life has been saved, I know that it's not me. It's not Morgan. It's not Todd and Morgan. It's the whole vortex, the whole expansive and continually expansive vortex that is soulogy, that is made up of each and every person. Because I can go right down the list and I can look at these people and I can tell you what they bring to the table and what I've learned from them. And these are the things that have kept us going over the years. And that's a fact, because we all know how lonely faith can be. But now, unlike 5 years ago and 10 years ago, we have a place we can all come together. And we have a place where we can be supported. We're not going to be ridiculed. And we can let our hair down and do those things that we do in solitude, in front of the mirror with the door closed, where we sing and give it our best shot with nobody looking, how to sing or dance or whatever, light language or whatever. We can actually, you have a place here where you can do it and you don't have to worry about being laughed at, so it's an honor to be part of this. I'm looking forward to getting to work on this and more every day. There's a lot of things in the mix, and just stay tuned. And again, thank you everybody for your continued love and support contributions. Endless gratitude, love, respect, honor, and reverence. All blessings to you and yours. Peace out.